watch him play, and we've been doing a lot of good things.
Obviously, it seems like Drake has really just kind of taken that step to the next level this summer, heading into fall. Anything in particular you challenged him to do, kind of heading into that period?
Not really. Ultimately, the number one thing I told him is just, continue to be who he's been these last 2 years, as far as how he's working, how he's prepared. But I have challenged him as far as a leadership standpoint, and making sure that he's, patting the young guys on the tail and kind of bringing guys along with him. Naturally, he leads by example because he works so hard, so guys are going to follow that lead. But I told him, he is the example, whether it's emotionally, however he's doing as far as, mentality. If he gets over-emotional or if he, is even killed, guys are going to watch that, especially young guys. So that was really the ultimate, the only thing I really challenged him on. Other than that, man, he works hard and he's been doing a lot of good things.
What does he do now that maybe he couldn't have done when he first came to USC?
I don't know, it's a tough question, but naturally there's a progression, there's a development process that comes from when you step foot on campus and when you leave. Coach Helton talks about it A to B. It's a process. Of course, there's things that he's gotten better at. There's things that he came in here very, very good at. Overall, there's just been a natural progression and a flow. And it's hard to kind of pinpoint one thing, but I just think he's been perfecting his craft and his game, and understanding that his game is different than other guys that he's played with, or maybe other guys on his team, and it's really about kind of finding what you do really well, your strengths and weaknesses, and kind of playing to that.
I think he's settling into that identity, maybe especially this season.
Yeah, it's a new season, so ultimately each season is going to be, you got to settle into it. It's a new role. There's going to be a new flow. Every year is different. You know what I'm saying? So, he's done a great job of preparing and, putting the work out there. Now we got to just put it out there on Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? And collectively as a unit go do it. But, he's been doing everything we've asked. I'm excited to go watch him play. Let him watch him play.
You mentioned that the actual media, getting the focus on one sport for basically the first time in as long as you can remember in his athletic career. What kind of difference did that make, not doing basketball, not doing track, just sticking with football this spring?
I think a lot. In anything you do, repetition is key, and whether that's basketball, whether that's football, whether it's baseball, whether it's writing, whether it's reporting, right? The more repetitions you get at something, the better you're going to get naturally. So I think him narrowing that focus to football, you're seeing the dividends out here on the football field as far as the work that he's put in primarily on football. So, that's a life lesson for him, for anybody. The more narrow your focus, if you really attack it the right way, you're diligent about the work, you're gonna see results positively.
It's an interesting group behind him. Manjack, this was my first chance getting to see him. He really seems like he can be a difference maker this season.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's had a good camp. I'm excited about watching him again on Saturday as well. He's done a lot of good things, and he's still in the process of growing and learning. But yeah, naturally coming in, he's talented, and that's why we recruited him. And he works hard. He's a good young man, and we're happy he's on our team.
What's the next step for him to kind of take that leap?
Reps, same thing we just talked about with Drake. Naturally, repetition. So game reps, practice reps. The more he's out here, the better he'll get. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? And the more games he plays over there, the better he'll get. Go look at anybody's freshman year to senior year, junior, whatever. Like naturally, people come in, you do great things, and you'll look back at your freshman season, you look back at your first game, you look back at your first practice, and the only thing that's different is just the time between A to B or Z or whatever it is, and it's just a repetition, you know what I mean? So you know, he's good right now, but I promise you he'll be a lot better, you know, with continued reps and game experience.